I've always known from the time I was a child that I wanted to be a mother. That's always been something that was extremely important to me. My sister has 3 boys. I'm very, very close to them. And I would go through this thing of being with other people's children and thinking, like, I don't get to have this. Like, I'm always going to be an aunt. I'm never going to be a mother. Like, I never get to have that. And there's no reason to think I wouldn't. It was just that anxiety about that. You spend your whole life trying not to get pregnant. Then when you want to get pregnant, you think it's not going to happen when you want to because you want it. Then it's finally time. But I remember just feeling like I would never feel complete if I hadn't had a child. I knew I wouldn't. I knew I would. That's something I've just wanted my whole life. And now that I have one, I have to say it's everything I'd hoped it would be. It is as fulfilling in terms of the emotional attachment that I have with her, and that I can't imagine not having her in my life.
The question about how I was feeling when it was time to have a baby, it was mixed feelings. I was very excited to have this little person come into our life and get to know them and see what an offspring of mine would be. But it was also, I being the youngest of 4, never had a younger brother or sister to play with. So I never had that kind of connection to somebody else. And so, when we were talking about getting ready to have a baby, Sarah's biggest concern was that she wouldn't get pregnant, and my biggest concern is that she would get pregnant too quickly. Now that we do have Katie, I love spending time with her. I can't wait to meet this person who's going to come out, because the joy that is in their eyes and the wonder and the opportunity to to teach and shape them. I always wanted somebody to do that for me, and I guess that was the thing I look forward to most, is having this person that I could influence and hopefully help them to be a very good and happy person.
Well, we're here for the blessing of baby Emmeline, and it's now Wednesday, right? The 10th of May, and we have Katie here, and who's here to bless your baby sister with Father Ken, and my mother, Cindy Malin, my mother-in-law, Elaine LeBoon, Father Ken Brannon from St. Barnabas Church.
Greetings.
And the father.
Hi, good to see you again.
Bless Sarah and Rich. Grant them wisdom and devotion in the ordering of their common life, that each may be to the other a strength in need, a counselor in perplexity, a comfort in sorrow, and a companion in joy.
Praise the Lord. The peace of the Lord be with you.
Pass the peace to the camera crew over here.
I've been a grandma for 8 years, and I have 2 grandsons who are age 8, little twin boys, and then I have a grandson age 4, and I have little Katie B, who's 2.5, and now Emmeline. And since
I have especially liked being a grandmother because my grandmother on my father's side was so very important to me. After school every day, I got off the school bus at her house, and like Cindy, she did everything with me. She taught me how to cook, she taught me how to sew, she taught me how to love life, how to make a garden, how to just appreciate being with what you had. And it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And then we got home, and it continued, and I felt like I was having contractions, and they were getting closer and closer together. So I called I have a doula for the delivery, and I called her, and she said, have a glass of wine, get in the tub. And so Rich and I actually had a really nice time. I got in the bathtub, and we each had a glass of wine, and just sort of talked about this whole thing starting and how exciting it was, and that we're having to meet our new little daughter pretty soon, and how kind of blissfully unaware Katie was because she was sleeping. In some ways, it was really nice that we could just kind of have that time together, just Rich and me, and then the contractions started getting stronger and closer together. So we went to the hospital around 2:30 in the morning, and my mom had come down to take care of Katie, stay at our house, so she could be with Katie, and came to the hospital. This time they bundled her up and they put her right next to me, so I got to look at her. And you get to hold her for like half an hour or something, a long time.
Half an hour in the operating room.
While they were sewing me up and talking to me, and so he got to spend some nice time with her, and they let me nurse her right away too, which was also good because she's doing a great job nursing, and that was good, which we didn't have the first time around. So, I mean, even though the outcome was not as I'd hoped, it was a much, much, much better experience than it was the first time.
So how did you choose her name?
Her name, I really wanted to choose a family name. My other daughter, Catherine, is named for my sister and my great-grandmother, who are both Catherine. And it was important for us to name a family name. I kind of looked at both Rich's family tree and my family tree, and we're trying to figure out something we liked. And We like the name Grace Anna, but we also thought that smile. We thought we weren't sure. We didn't want people to call her Grace, and so we decided not to do Grace Anna. And then I saw on my father's side of the family tree was the name Emmeline, and I liked that because I thought it's pretty and it's unusual, but we can call her Emma or call her Emmy or call her something else. But it's something that's a family name that has some history to it, and so it's mine. But she's doing a good job today.
She's a good eater and a good sleeper, and
hopefully that will continue when we get home.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.